Hello everyone and welcome to a Brothers War draft, traditional draft, and I think this will be my penultimate Brothers War draft. I'm recording this quite a bit in advance before of the publishing of these videos, but I'm pretty sure this should be my penultimate, as the cool word goes, draft. So one more Brothers War draft after this one, then there will be a pack opening video, and then there will be Phyrexia, or will be one drafts after that. But yeah, let's pick something here. This pack has actually quite good power level. First of all, there's a good common removal spell. There's a good common, creature for any green deck, but I would take the bailout over it if I wanted to play green. This can be a good card, but requires a little bit good things to copy that cost usually less than 4. Temporal Anchor can be quite good, but it's also very slow. I think I'm gonna go with the high quality of the Obstinate Bailout. The Anchor, I have played it many times so that it kinda has been too slow. It's also a hard mana cost. It is a triple blue card, so it's not like the kind of bomb rare that some other rares in the format are. It can take over a long game, a game that way where you can stabilize, but you can't always stabilize in this format. Anyway, I took the bailout, so now there are. Someone took the rare here, but there are two very good uncommons. Both of these are just amazing in these color pairs. Sadly, neither of them is green. There's the Overwhelming Remorse, which would be a better pick than the Fracture, and then there's the green removal spell, which if I really just wanted to stick to green, but it would be a mistake. You shouldn't this early in the draft stick to your first pick. You know, it's possible green won't be open. Why would I take an inferior card? I think the choice is actually between the Genius and the Remorse. This doesn't work with the Bailout, but this is better card than the Remorse. But I think Bailout is good enough, and this can be also splashed maybe. So I'm gonna take this one, but you could take the something else there too. Alright, well, I'm taking another Remorse now that I took one. There's the easy pick. Easy to pick the next one, plus this doesn't really have any contention. This is the best card in the pack, so let's take it. And then we have Mask of the Jade Crafter. Well, if you saw my previous draft, you would be aware of how good it can be. I think I'm gonna take it, but I want to say that this pack has yet another Prison Sentence, which is a good card, and then there's also a Mightstones animation, which is really good, and a Scrapwork Mutt, which is a really good card. But now that I do have the bailout, I think I should take the Mask of the Jade Crafter. Anything obvious here? Well, the card quality dropped to a very, very low low level here. This pack is, I mean, they are like I like the Airlift Chaplain in my white decks. I think the Forge Chanter can be a reasonable 2-drop in red decks, but not always the 2-drop you want to have. And then the other stuff in this pack is just bad. This would be great in mono green. I mean, there is a possibility I would be like a mono green splashing for the remorses, play like 12 forests and Banswood Armor is good. Another option is to take something like a Skullflare. Black green is kind of the self-mill color, but the self-mill cards aren't that good. I think I'm gonna actually gamble on them being, actually mono green. It doesn't seem it's gonna be the case though, because you can see here green isn't open at all. But I think the pack was just so weak that even if I took this, card which will turn out often to be useless pick, I don't think it's gonna matter too much. Now, am I gonna take the Butcher or the Energy Refractor to give me a little bit of flexibility in terms of colors and splashing? I'm not married to green at all. Green isn't open here. This pack has some okay cards like the Amulet and the Automaton, but they are not amazing. I think the pick is between the Refractor and the Butcher here. I'll take the Butcher. It can be a decent one. Okay, so the black-green doesn't seem to work now. There's a white 2-drop here. Do I care about the white-black deck? There's a Blitz Automaton. There's an Aeronaut's Wings, which would be a fine card in the black-green deck, but I just don't see the green here. I guess there's a Razor Maw if I really want to go for the self-mill stuff, but I don't think it's that great. I guess it does synergize a little bit with this thing. The Vanguard is okay. Well, you know, maybe I can. This is the end of the format. I haven't played with the self-mill that much. But of course now I see these white cards. But it was pretty clear green wasn't open. I was a little bit of forcing it, but I mean this does synergize with the overwhelming grimoires. And of course it can mill this and does synergize with the butcher too. So it's not the worst pick there. It's just that the green isn't open, so I'm gonna getting a little bit punished here. Well, let's take the cavalry. Okay, at least I have some black here. I think I should take the Gigamole now. I would like to have the Moment of Defiance, totally a fine card, but if I go with the self-mill stuff, I should maybe take the Gigamole as well. Now I have I have 3s and 4s. Now I will need some 2-drops. So hopefully pack 2 can deliver some of that. Wow, the Fallacy Vanguard is still here. That's just criminal. Criminal to me, it shouldn't be there. There was also the Scrapyard Genius in the pack, but man, this was one of the best cards in the pack. I mean, that just means that no one is red-white, I suppose. The Wasteful Harvest is like a self-mill card, but it's just not worth 3 mana. 3 mana is way too much. This should be a 2 mana card. Absolutely. I just take this uncommon because it's just it shouldn't be there. Okay, the Skullflare is a card I'm actually willing to play in this kind of deck, and I can also pick this Moment of Defiance. Now, I should really consider just moving away from green still, but we will see how open it's gonna be in pack 2. If it's gonna be open in pack 2, yeah, this is not a Trench Stalker deck, but it can be a Skullflare deck. If green is open in pack 2, I can be black-green. Other than that, I could even be like mono-black here if I open a Corrupt or something. I'll take this trick. Well, I can put it to the main deck for now, but it's usually one of the first cuts you're gonna make. This isn't really an acrobat deck, so I'm gonna put that thing in the sideboard. Well, oh, these are in the same uncommon run. If I would be drafting red, it's always a nasty decision, but I think the Stoneseeker is better than this just because of the mana cost. I mean, 2 mana amazing card, 3 mana amazing card. I prefer the 2 mana because it's more important mana slot in a deck. You need more 2-drops than 3-drops. Alright, so I guess I'll pass these guys and take the Opportunist. Although there's not a lot that the Opportunist does here. It does, yeah, this activation costs mana. I might get, other artifacts, of course. Now, I think the decision is actually just between the Stoneseeker and the Opportunist. So Stoneseeker to maybe move to red-black if that's gonna be open. Opportunist if I want to stick to mostly the Bailoth and the Mask of the Jadecrafter. I don't care about the Razor Maw that much, but let's give a chance to the the black-green deck here. Well, there's nothing red in here, and there are multiple good green cards here, so I don't mind that development at all. Now that I do have the Opportunist, maybe the Boulder Branch Golem is a card I want to have here. Well, definitely I'm gonna take it over the Perimeter Patrol and the Pallbearer, but am I gonna take this? And looking at my artifact count, I shouldn't take the Steelseeker either. I'll take the Boulder Branch guy. And here there's a Dissident, but okay, there's an Epic Confrontation. Yeah, I'll take that. Decent removal here. And green seems to be maybe open. It's not a surprise it's open because I didn't really pass much green. But if I get now enough green here, pack 3 will be just me rounding up the deck. Well, I got actually the Corrupt here, which I was talking about. But I'm happy about the Warblow as well. Maybe even with the Levitating Statue, but I really need to choose. Look at my 2-drop slot. No creatures at all. This can at least... There's also, by the way, the Mutt, but in here, because I do play black in this deck, I take the Warblow. But yeah, I still need more tools. I guess at this point in the draft, anything that's castable on turn 2 and it's a creature, I will be happy to have it. Now, there's actually even... I have a decision here. There's a Scrapwork Mutt and a Thraxodemon. Well, I don't have a way to unearth this guy, so I think the Thraxodemon is slightly more valuable in this case. I don't... Well, I have... Do I care about the artifactness of this thing? I don't think that's correct either. So I'll take this Thraxodemon, which has a relevant activated ability. Okay, there's another 2-drop here. I wouldn't mind some of this green, but let's take the 2-drop, which is the most important one right now. 11 creatures, 6 non-creatures. I do prefer to have a lot of creatures in the deck if I'm planning to play with 2 Gixian Skull Flares, but we'll see. There is another Blanchwood Armor, but there's also another Junkyard Genius. Oh boy. So if I did move to red, I'm not sure if there was actually enough red here in this direction, but man, this being a pick 7 is just crazy. It's just an amazing card. This is really, really good. But it's not really a card I'm splashing or anything. I'm just taking, the Razor Maw here. I don't need 3-drops, but it's the only card I can think about playing here out of these options. Okay, I'm happy to play the Stalwart. Yeah, that's a very nice pickup here. Because I have some expensive cards in here. Well, maybe not that many, but well, still, this is gonna be a good pickup. Something to play early in the game, which I'm still lacking very much here. I haven't gotten any of those kind of weak 2-drops that green has, like the 2-mana 3-1 with Ward 2. Usually you get a lot of those. I haven't really seen them. Well, green just isn't very open in this direction either, sadly. And then we have the crimes continue. So this was the pack where there was the Stone Seeker, but there's still the Cinder in here. I'm gonna just take it because it's not supposed to be there. It's a really good card. Yeah, a black-red deck would have been. Maybe I'm gonna check the 17 lands log to see how would have if I took the Stone Seeker in pack 2, pick 1. Well, I guess then the player who now took the Stone Seeker would have taken the Cinder, so maybe I wouldn't have gotten this one. So maybe the black-red deck wasn't that amazing after all. I don't think I need this 3-drop. I don't, and I don't care about this Stalker either. Yeah, I'm actually deciding between 20 gems and wings here. I don't know if this is a wings deck, but I think it's still a better pick than 20 gems. I don't really need them. Alright, let's take all the Skull Flares. Whatever. I'm not playing 2 of these, so I'll just take the uncommon now. I mean, I'm probably not gonna play the first one either. This is not really the kind of deck that maybe plays this. I don't have enough 2-drops for that. Okay, why is there a Blast Runner that late? Now 2-drops. Please 2-drops. Well, this pack has something like an Excavation Explosion, another Cinder. Would have been a little bit better if I moved to red. Yes, exactly. If I moved to red. Now the Behemoth is something you could consider if you have an Evolving Barge in the deck. I don't have. The Emergency Weld is good, but I'm actually thinking about just taking the Stalwart number 2 because I need something to do early in the game. Yeah, I'm not splashing the red here. The Weld is although very good when you have this self-mill. If I'm gonna play all that self-mill, I'm not sure if I am. But I think the Weld is still very good. I'm gonna take the Weld here. It does work with the self-mill theme quite well. Okay, well now I get multiple things I want. I want to have a Disfigure, another Mask, the Warplow, Sprite. Actually, the Opportunist is the lowest priority pick here. I don't need it really. But I think I take the cheap interaction here. I'll take the cheap interaction. Although the Sprite is very good too. I mean, this isn't useful unless you have a target for it. You can always play this on turn 2. Okay, I'm actually gonna take these. Also, creatures are better in this deck, which have things that care about having creatures in the graveyard. But you could take the Disfigure, but I'm gonna take the Sprite now because I don't have a 2-mana plays here enough. Okay, well, I'm hoping this guy to come back to me, but I think I'm gonna take the Courser now. It works with the theme of the deck, and I can actually play a 5-drop here. This Warplow is a 2-drop, kind of. So I'll take the Courser now. There's also the land, but I think the Courser in this deck is decent. I might actually play both of these Razor Maws. How about this pack? Anything? Oh man, don't. This is like a twisting a knife in a wound. Is that how the saying goes? But yeah, anyway, I would have 2 Junkyard Geniuses if I moved to black-red. Well, it's fine. It's just fine. I could take the Recluse for this kind of deck, but I think I want to have the Shootdown in my sideboard now. The Recluse isn't kind of that good, and I want to have these to sideboard in. Okay, so my colors are open now. I guess I have been cutting them to both directions. Problem is, well, I'm not. It's not a problem actually, but the kind of the what's making this big difficulty is that I actually want to have like the Sprite and the Prowler and the Remorse. All of them are so good, but I can pick only one of them, and I'm gonna auto choose the Remorse because that is the strongest card. But I'm actually would take the Prowler over the Sprite here, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna take the Remorse. It's just too good to pass up. Okay, and now I can get the 2-drop, thing, the honor guard here. That's totally fine. And I think I'm gonna start to have 2-drops here enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's not enough, but I have 1-drop here too. So I hope to get at least one, ideally two 2-drops. And I'm sure I find here some cuts to make. That's not a hard part. I can cut the Zonos' Tinkering. Bye-bye. I can cut maybe even actually what I'm thinking about here is that I should cut the Boulder Branch Golem and with that the Argoten Opportunist. I play these other 3-drops instead. So cut this and cut this. Now, and I can cut the Moment of Defiance too. Now I think these cards are mostly, playing for the, synergizing with my deck. As much intervention unusable, I mean, can be cut too. Is this a moment where I'm taking this Mithras Foundry? Yes, it is. Now I can take this. And here, yeah, the Recluse over a second copy of this, or second copy of this. I might play the Recluse. So this is now 16 creatures if I don't cut any creatures. I think I'm gonna cut the Asnod's intervention here like this, and this would be the deck now, unless I want to play 16 lands. But what is this explosion doing here? That's insane. It is insane. This is just wrong. Well, I don't have a means to splash it really. I'm gonna take the rare here. I don't think I'm gonna play triple Razor Maw. 2 is enough. But I will play the Wobble. This is a 2-drop now. I think my deck is ready. And yeah, I'm not playing the Behemoth. So this is now a deck that would play if I play 16 lands. But I think I can consider this as my 17th. Because this is a land that also functions as a creature. I can play 16 plus that, but now I'm gonna take another Honor Guard or another Butcher here. I think with the amount of trees I have, I should just take the 2-drop here. And here I'll just take an uncommon. I don't care about it anymore. And I got the Planchwood Prowler, which it's with the self-mill theme is actually gonna be better than some other 2-drop I have. And here I can actually take even the 3rd Razor Maw, but I'm not gonna play 3. I think I can play 2 of them. And the Butcher, this is a lot of 3s, but I guess I can do that. Okay. Okay, then. That is now 27 cards. What I don't need is now one of these honor cards. I got the 2-drops. So let's see, type creature here. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 2-drops actually. So I can even cut. I'm actually thinking about cutting the Stalwart. I don't necessarily need it anymore. I don't care about splashing. This also counts as a land, sort of. Of course, it can mill 3 non-lands. But the most expensive card in the deck, now that I have cut, well, is kind of the Mask of the Jade Crafter. But you can just make a 3/3 out of it if all you have is 3 mana. It's okay. But it is the Gas Courser. This will be cheaper than 5 easily in this deck. Currently, this is 19 creatures. So I guess I could play 16 lands, even if I cut the Stalwart. Because I think I'm going to cut one of the Razor Maws. I will cut it right away. And then, is the Recluse something I want to have in my main deck? I think it's a better sideboard card when I care about having a 2/3 4-drop that has Death Touch and Reach. because usually you want your 4-drops to be able to deal some damage, not just be good blockers. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it from the main deck. So that is now 24. So I guess I could play with the Stalwarts. Now this is 17 creatures. So I'm gonna play the Weld, the Mask, the Confrontation, the Wings, and all these 3 remorses. That's like a 4 removal spells. One way to make my guys fly. And some graveyard synergies. Things that care about having stuff in my graveyard are the 3 Skull Flares, the Butcher, and the Cursor here. That's 5 cards. Things that put stuff to graveyard are, well, this thing and the Gigamole and the 2 Razor Maws here. And then, of course, this is usually trading quite quickly. So the question is, am I going to play the Stalwart and 16 lands or just play 17 lands? 11 black cards, 9 green cards. The Stalwart's problem is that it doesn't really kind of a trade in combat, so it's mostly jump blocks. Sometimes it does eat removal though, but I'm just thinking that I'm interested in my creature count because of these things that care about me having creatures in the graveyard. Well, I'm not a big fan of jump blocking with this thing just to get a creature in my graveyard. So this might not be such a valuable thing as to increase my creature count for these things to work better. Because this doesn't really trade with anything meaningful, unless the opponent decides to use something like a Disfigure on it. But I could just be playing a little bit safer here and play 17 lands. Basically, the Mithras Foundry plus basic lands like this. And then I have good sideboard options like the Boulder Branch Golem against the aggressive decks. That's one option. And Moment of Defiance also. I have some tricks here, multiple tricks I could sideboard into, but I think in the main deck I just maximize the amount of creatures in the deck, because if I'm going to cut something, it's usually going to be, maybe I could see cutting the Aeronaut Swings against some aggressive decks when I'm more interested in staying alive than trying to push some damage through. Should that actually be in the sideboard in the first place? Because I don't know if I need the Aeronaut Swings that much in this deck. Yeah, I'm having like... Would I want to prefer this to be something that, is an instant speed trick, like there's not that many good cards, like this is decent, this is okay. There's the Tinkering, which I often think about running this late in the set, and actually now that you see, these my curve out potential, I have 2s, I have 3s, so playing the Tinkering on turn 4 can be quite nice. For example, attack with this guy into there, something I can make this into a 6/4, although I might want this to actually die so that I get my synergies going on, but given my mana curve, which is actually quite low now, I could think about playing the Tinkering over something like the Defiance. I like the +2/+2. The problem with this card is that it only adds 1 point of toughness, so it's only gonna make your creature survive the combat if it's gonna be, if you are like let's say your 3/3 is trading with their 3/2 or something like that, then you can save your own guy. But if it's anything bigger, if they have 1 more power than your creature has toughness, this won't save your own creature. So that's what I kind of don't like about this card so much. And this saves your creature, but it can be costly to recast it. Although in some cases it's good if you want to re-trigger these ETBs. And you can reset the prototype creatures so you can cast it them for the more expensive version. But yeah, after all this is said now, I'm gonna actually play the Tinkering. Tinkering now after all. And then I can sideboard into Aeronaut Swings if matchup is the kind where I need to attack via air. I have some potential to grow my creatures in size, and this is unblockable life loss for the opponent. Yeah, alright, this is fine, this is fine. So I'm gonna play with just 8/8 basic lands here, I believe. I have 1 double caster green card, but I also have black cards I want to play on turn 2. 2 of these and 2 of these. And these 3 drops, sure. 8/8 basic lands here. Let's use this. Is this from the middle Ravnica block? Not the original, but not the latest either. Probably. Anyhow, that's the main deck. I have a lot of sideboarding options. We'll see how the matches. I mean, how the matchups look like, and I could see sideboarding a bunch of different cards into the deck. Alright. This is a fine hand, a bit slow, but of course I have these. The 5 mana cards here are pretty good, and this Razor Maw helps each of these become a good card. I mean, even better than they already are. Well, this actually needs some help. I hate to see that, but what can you do? I guess I can at least exile their creatures, so you know, that won't trigger the draw a card thing here. Sadly, they might equip and they will. Well, you know, I'm gonna take one for the team. Let's trade. Because I do want actually this mill trigger to happen. With the Planchwood Prowler, that's actually gonna be pretty decent. Let's see what I do. I mill here. Land, creature. Okay, so now already the Causer does its thing. And I can actually now do 2 things. I can play this. And I'm not gonna need to pick up a land. I can make this into a 2/2. Yeah, decline. And then I can use the remorse on the drop, and then I can play these, which will start drawing cards. Although I'm not sure if I want to even use remorse on anything here. I mean, it really depends on what the card is. That though, I'm gonna deal with, because it's gonna block my Causer regardless. Now it won't even trigger here. Okay, so let's see. If they don't have like a pacifism on this thing, I'm gonna be able to draw a card, unless they have a way to exile. They could have like the Soul Guide Lantern, but let's see if they're gonna exile stuff from a graveyard or deal with the Causer. So, okay, they have their own Causer, which is, well, I even got this thing here. This, man, I'm lucky. I am super lucky, because I still get to keep the Overwhelming Remorse here, and I get to attack for 7 here, and I can add, you know, 3 power to the battlefield. Oh. I think it's still better, yeah, to play this guy here, because I can on the next turn play both of these spells regardless. So this is, I'm dealing now what, 10 damage. So 9, sorry. Yeah, they'll be at 2. Alright. Yeah, this was pretty good stuff. So what do they have? A Scrap Trawler. Don't care about that. Are they gonna equip, or are they gonna play more creatures? Equipping isn't that great here. I mean, they will trade with some of this stuff. They don't have mana up for any protective spell. Yeah, I think I'll just do this. This is gonna put them to the range of the Butcher. That's the idea here. So they're gonna be at 2. And now they need an actual... They need an actual, you know, mass removal spell. It's not like they're gonna have easy time finding blockers or removal on all of these guys too. But this is now basically 4 lethal threats. And the Butcher is lethal once I untap. So they need something... Even like a Titania's Command is nowhere near enough in this case. Because one of the mods would have to be gain life. They would gain 11 life though, but they can then make only like 2 2/2s, which won't be 4/4s because they have to get the gain life mode. But yeah, that would buy them some time at least. But yeah, so even the best card in the format wouldn't have helped. But they have the Transmogrant Crown. I have my own shoot down in the sideboard. I don't know how many other targets they have for it, but I have to go for it. Oh, this also, of course, deals with flyers. And well, I saw one, but it's the 3-drop. But I guess it's still something I can target with this thing if they don't draw their crown. Okay, what do I cut here though? Kinda like the tinkering still, but Can I cut one of the 2 drops? Like it would be the honor guard. Is there something that's not so great? They do have also, by the way, the deadly riposte. That's one reason to keep this, because this saves even a 1 toughness creature, because this will untap, and thus the creature will become an illegal target for the spell. Not that I have that many 1 toughness creatures actually, but still something to note. Yeah, so I think I will play with the Tinkering, but I'm going to cut like the honor card. It's the worst card in the deck, I believe. So let's do it like this. Don't think there's any reason to do anything else. Okay, I can have a lot of options, but I hope at least one of these Warplows would be a 6-drop. But I have now 2 Thraxodemons to start with. These Death Touchers are also easily trading with anything, and then that increases the count of creatures in my graveyard, which matters for stuff like the Courser here. Okay, do they have a 3-drop that prevents me from attacking here? They don't. But that's a good curve out for them for sure. Here I will just play, I believe, the 2nd Thraxodemon. Oh well, I don't think that changes it much. Because I don't know yet if I want to pick a land or not. It depends on what I draw on the next turn. So I'm gonna play the Thraxodemon. And also I want to see what they play. It could matter that this is a 2/2, or it might just have no significance. So that will... why would they have to do that again? Well, I guess I can maybe draw my shoot down, and the Paratrooper, by the way, is a good target for the shoot down as well. So they have at least 2 flyers and 1 artifact I want to get rid of. Now I'm of course going to just play the Prowler and pick up a land. And I can even sack the Prowler with this thing if I don't draw another land, but if I do, I can just also play the Courser. And they did miss a land drop on the previous turn, by the way. This is their turn 5 now. Let's see if they found the land now. They have a Revoker, which can say that Thraxodemon doesn't do anything. Don't think there's much anything else for them. Oh, Battlefield Butcher, but I don't even... I mean, it's in my graveyard. Why wouldn't you say... Ah, now I understand. They have means to deal with that thing regardless. Okay. Okay, I drew the land, so now the Courser is active. I will just attack with both of these. It's a little bit risky because it's possible that they actually choose to... And I don't care if they block the Warblow. It's a bit possible they deal with the Courser and then they can deal additional too, but... Because I could have left the Prowler to block, but I want to maximize the damage. I really hope they don't have the pacifism effect, because that would be the best thing they can have available now. They have the Paratrooper Pump now available if they use all their mana. It's not gonna do much, so I don't think that's gonna happen. Oh, come on, they actually have that. Well, that's another target for shoot down, but it's something I didn't see in game 1. So now the opponent has had exactly, you know, the means to deal with everything I have here. That makes me very sad. Because I think if this survived, I would have been in a very decent shape here. Now I take the 2 extra damage, which I could have prevented without by leaving the Warplow to block. So I have to now play the Skullflare and then exile this Paratrooper. And I'm gonna keep dealing damage to them. I have to. I mean, it's gonna be annoying to play against the crown, so I need to just quickly deal enough damage to win the game before the crown draws them many cards. Okay, well that's perfect. That is perfect indeed, that they chose that. Now they can equip the crown on the revoker and attack. And then I will just take the 4. Because this will of course grow, and then I can, you know, block the revoker, no big deal, in future. Okay, so what I will now do is that I will attack with these guys and play the warp blow as a 5-4. And I do have 2 blockers. Now if they deal with the Prowler, I can at least still block with the warp blow, but this is of course a lethal attacker. Now if they have a creature and then mana to equip the Valor, then I would only jump block with the Prowler. But I'm also dealing... I could have a lethal... Oh, they have a life gain there. But they don't have enough mana to equip the... Oh, it's equip 1. Oh, sadly, I was wrong. I was wrong there. Well, because it's gonna be a 5-2 now. I should have left the other warp blow to block. I was foolish there. But maybe I don't want them to draw a card, so I'm gonna jump block regardless here. I have the surprise untap here anyway. This way they didn't get the card. Hey, that's not lethal because they got 3 life, but this is close. Because I can cast both my spells, but this would be 5, 10, 10, 11. I can deal 13. Well, that's not enough. But it is good enough that I can just, you know, use it of course here. It doesn't matter who's gonna do it. I'm gonna leave the warp blow to block. The 1/1 warp blow, that is. And then I can untap one of my other creatures if they deal with the warp blow. They have drawn only 4 lands. It's time for them to keep drawing lands. But they were stuck at 3, I think, at least for 1 turn, maybe 2. Okay, 1 card only. He's not going to help them. They actually can't even attack at all, because I would have a lethal counter attack. Because this Skull Flurry becomes a 5-4. I really like this card when it works, you know, and in this deck it will work. So any reason to play the Thanos' Tinkering right now? There is no reason to do it right now. So if I attack with everything, they will trade. The Revoker will trade with one of my guys. And this will... Yeah, so they can choose which they want to... Well, they're gonna lose the Causer regardless. And I'm gonna lose the Warp Blow regardless. Unless I actually use the Tinkering on it, which I actually will, so let's do this. There's not gonna be a hasty guy, and even if there is, I will have an untapped blocker. Like they could have the red hasty guy. Even though they don't have red in their deck, but they could have a land and that, because they will draw 2 cards now. But yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna save this guy. And then they will have to block. Yeah, they need a lot of good stuff now. I might as well play this land. Don't have any reason to keep it in my hand. Yep, because they need like so many things here. Any kind of creature will have difficulties blocking the blocking these 7/6, or the would be, you know, 6/7. So they need 2 answers on these, and they don't have that much mana. Yep. Okay, well that's a mulligan for sure. Right. Not a bad one. I have a 2-drop and then a strong 4-drop, which does require another forest of course, but it will happen. Now I don't like seeing this from the opponent, especially when they are on the play. Let's see if they have something that... Is there an aggressive follow-up on this thing? Yeah, there is. No, one of the best 2-drops in the format. That's a common at least. Alright, alright. Well, I will block the Blast Runner if I'm given the opportunity to do so. But we will see if that's gonna happen. That is not going to happen. This curve out is pretty good from them. I'm going to gain some life here. But if they have anything similar that continues their aggression, it might not be enough. But now let's hope this is gonna work. They might have their own overwhelming remorse. They did discard an Unleash Shell, so that could mean they have another one, and that's exactly what they have. But at least I can play the Butcher and... well, okay, I was thinking about the confrontation, but that's not gonna be important. Now I can just play the 2-drop creature, which doesn't need to pick up a land. Well, it even couldn't do that. Well, it made the remorse cheaper. Now I want to have an emergency weld for the Gaia's Cursor. And then I'm good to go. If they have one big creature, I can exile it. Cliffstomper I can deal with. Well, they don't have a 4th mountain yet. Well, let's just... yeah, I don't need to do anything to their Blast Runner. I have blockers now. I can at least start making them lose 2 life per turn. Okay, now when they have sacrifice stuff it will be annoying, but they don't have yet. Hey, here is the emergency weld. That is really good. I would like the Bailout too, but I think the Courser is just too good. Now, once I take it back, I won't have creatures in my graveyard to make the card draw happen. But I think it's just gonna be the... I mean, it's just a matter of time, right? And this way I can keep mana up still for the overwhelming remorse if I need it. That's the Cliffstomper. Now I think I will be blocking it with everything. They can choose to either kill the Prowler and the token or just the Butcher. And of course if they have a trick I have my own remorse here. So this is fine trade for me. I don't have to use my removal on it unless they have the trick. 2 for 1 I'm happy to have with it. So I'm going to have now a creature in my graveyard. So, I mean a 3rd creature so that the Courser is going to do some nice work here. Okay, even the Foundry is there. So this is all going according to plan. So I was able to stabilize, and now I'm gonna start winning unless they have like the yet another removal on the Courser. Yep, that's good if they get some sacrifice stuff at some point. And this Butcher is doing its work here every turn. Okay, Skull Flare is very good. No reason to confront anything right now. I can use the remorse if they put everything there. I'm actually... If they put everything, I will still lose the Courser, but it's gonna be worth it, I believe. They might just jump block with the Mutt. Do I want to confront? Because I could confront with the Butcher here actually. On the Infiltrator, for instance. Because I don't kind of want to lose the Courser. I still have the remorse. Maybe on the Blast Runner if they make these into 3/2s. But I'm at 12. I'm not that scared about that. This will grow in size though. Okay, I'm actually gonna do this. I'm going to see if this works. If it works, now they either don't block at all or jump block with the Mutt. And I can keep playing my spells. This will start growing. I mean, it's actually quite fun. I haven't really played this black-red deck a lot. sorry, black-green deck that has the graveyard stuff, but now I have one of these. Okay, sadly they have, they did draw their removal for that thing, but I mean the Skull Flurry and the Butcher are both still issues they need to deal with. Yeah, I even have the Foundry here, which I can use to... Oh, well, I do have a lot of those cards in my deck. I don't know if I want to use the Foundry to trade with the Mutt. I don't want to do that yet. I want to use the Foundry as a blocker here. Okay, so I have some options here. I can exile the Mutt so that they won't get the Unearth, or I can exile a Blast Runner so that I get to kill all, because this is only gonna hit for 3. So if I exile the Mutt, the other Blast Runner will survive. But I think that's better. I think it's better to you know, deny them the Unearth. Now they have to actually just top deck something, and I have 2 threats. They need to deal with both of them. Both are gonna finish them off. Strongbull, not really good without artifacts, just a 2-3. I haven't actually seen a lot of artifacts. Based on what I have seen here, the Strongbull isn't so great for them. Maybe they just drew the wrong half of the deck. But now they are gonna have to jump block. So I could exile the Strongbull, attack with the Foundry. Oh, but it's still not gonna be a lethal this turn. So if I exile the Strongbull, I can attack with the Foundry. But they still jump block the 4-5 and then take 2 from the Foundry going to 4, and then I can make them lose life to go to, you know, good 2. So I think this turn I would have just played the Giga Mole. I mean, attack with the Skull Flare, they jump with the Blast Runner, play the Giga Mole, get another creature there, have this thing here. That would have been the plan. But yeah, they have like a sacrifice deck, but they had nothing to sacrifice. For example, these Blast Runners on the battlefield, they were never anything else than 1-2s. They had a sacrifice mechanic here, another payoff here, but where was the stuff they can sacrifice? They do have an Obliterating Bolt, and they have multiple Unleashed Shells and an Overwhelming Removal set. They do have removal. And against the burn-based removal, the Tonus' Tinkering is potentially good. I might be interested in the Golem as well because of the life gain, but I don't have that many. It's gonna mostly be a 4-mana 3/3 gain 3 life. I don't think that's necessarily what I want. But the Moment of Defiance is an interesting one because this trick at least tries to, you know, get some burst damage, and me getting life back is gonna help. So I'm going to have the Moment of Defiance here and maybe not play, you know, again. It's not going to be easy because all of the cards are actually quite decent here. I could see maybe not playing one of the War Blows, but even that is quite decent. Maybe the Honor Guard is still what I don't need here really that much. I want to play the Tinkering, I think. Also a surprise untapped blocker, which no one plays around. I could play just, you know, 16 lands, but I don't really feel like cutting a land either. Let's some... Well, the 2-drops are important against that deck, I believe. So maybe it should be... Oh, come on. I have so many 2-drops here. Okay, let's cut the Honor Guard. Whatever. It is the worst card. Doesn't synergize much. I mean, it synergizes in a way that it easily trades. Opponent is happy to trade it with something, so it goes to my graveyard, enhancing my graveyard stuff, but that's about it. The Death Toucher is better because it can block the Cliff Stomper. Okay, so this is a good hand now. 2 into 3. And also this will make my graveyard full enough that I will be able to, you know, once I draw my graveyard synergy cards, you know, the ones that care about me having creatures in my graveyard, I will be having those active. Okay, so I'm just gonna trade with the Ashnod. this is going to be annoying when they have 5 mana available. So, sure. I can also, I mean, I will block with the Razor Moss on the Ashnod too. A third color, I haven't seen that. So, I mean, they have a Cliff Stomper. That's not really, maybe they sided it out or something, I don't know. I don't care about the Dragon Engine thus far, at least. Okay, they have only one mountain, so if they have the Cliff Stomper, it's not gonna be doing anything anytime soon. Oh, they're gonna use mana for that, so is that the best thing they can do on this turn? No other plays. Okay, then. Let's just attack, trade with the Mechanist. And I mill for 4. What do I mill here? I don't have any unearth, so that's not gonna matter. Oh, I do, I kind of forgot. I do have the mask here. Alright, so... not gonna use the mask here, let's just play one of these guys. Hey, why do all my opponents have their stupid crown? I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. Well, what can you do? I think I should just play the Defiance now, because I have no other play other than this. So let's just do this, right? Gain some life here. And ooh, there's not a trick. Play this Sprite. I didn't really have enough lands to unearth the Jade Crafter. I would have been able to get a 2-2. No mana for Unleash Shell. So that's a second place I see. So the first game was black-red. Did they make a drastic sideboarding change? How they still have 33 cards in the deck? Are they? Oh, they are playing more than 40. Much more than 40. Trenchstalker. Annoying. Really annoying, actually. Why did they have to have a 5 toughness creature there? That's really messed up. I mean, I can attack with Razor Maw and then use a Tinkering and still lose the Razor Maw. That's horrible. Oh man. Trenchstalker. And I wouldn't really have any... I have a time here otherwise, but they have this crown here doing nasty work there in the air. It's not really worth using the Tinkering here. Maybe it is. Okay, I'm actually gonna do that. Because I can still play the Thraxo Demon. I need to just accept that... oh, it's a 2-for-1. Okay, well, they're playing around stuff like Giant Growth, so this actually makes sense for them not to block there. At least I got to deal 4. I hope they don't get the lifelink here, though. Well... I think I have a chance if they don't get the lifelink here. I can try to raise them still. That's gonna happen, nothing to do about that. Okay, so that's I don't know, it seems like it was like a black-red deck, but now they are having these multiple planes. Well, they drew the mana for the cards they have in their hand. That's all what matters to them. To the top. I don't like to see that. And please don't cantrip. Oh, and man, they have the bolt, which means that even the Tinkering isn't gonna be enough here. I take 7 now. Well, I'm not going to block this guy, but I'm going to make this into a 6-4 already. No blocks, because I can try to raise them still. It's my only chance. I have to jump block the Stalker, but I mean, this is my only... They just had a double removal turn, so they had the Prison Sentence and the Obliterating Bolt, and I couldn't even dodge the bolt with the Tinkering because that was enough damage regardless. They can deal 6 in the air, but that's not lethal. My both guys are lethal, so if they have to leave actually both of them to block if they have all they have is like a land in hand. Yep, that's what happens. But they can trade with my guys. I'm sad I had to play this as a 4-4. I would have preferred it to be something that can deal with the Stalker, but not much I can do about it. Let's just trade with the whichever they choose to block with. I mean, it has to be the crown creature, right? They get to draw a card this way. But I'm happy to get rid of the flyer. Yeah, they shouldn't necessarily... I don't know what happens. I mean, why wouldn't they just... Well, I mean, of course, they have to make one pump there. But why wouldn't they block first and then pump? That's what I didn't realize, but it really doesn't matter much. Yeah, the crown is nasty. I mill some stuff. I will mill some more stuff. I'm not dying to getting milled here. Creature, land. Yeah, decline this. Okay. Well, they had the removal. They also have a 6 lands and all spells after that. I don't know how many cards they have in their deck, so let's see. Oh, that's an Unleash Shell. They still can't attack. They have to... Well, they can. Yeah, they can attack. And I have to jump block because, yep, I forgot. It can be equipped with only 1 mana. Okay, so now I need my Exile spell. I need to have my Exile spell exactly now. I have a bunch of them still left. That's gonna keep jump blocking, but yeah, this is kind of the... This is exactly enough damage now. Man, they have these double bread spells here too, with this sort of... Alright, fine. Have it all. Have it all. So that's just all removal and exactly the one creature they needed and the crown and all that. So let's first have the shoot down for the crown and the few artifact creatures I saw. Now because of the Stalker I want to have my pump spells here. I think I'm gonna play the Ashnot's Intervention as well because I don't want to get stuck to that annoying 4-5. Also this works against the removal spells, even the ones that, even the Obliterating Bolt which exiles. And I don't think I care about like I already sideboarded out something. What did I sideboard in the first? After the first game, I sideboarded in something, but what was it? Moment of Defiance. Well, that's no longer needed when I saw that they are not an aggressive sacrifice deck. They are 3-color deck that has a lot of removal. So I don't need the Moment of Defiance, even though this is one way to push through the 5-drop they had, but it's not so great because it's only +1 toughness. And then any other cards here? Like one of the War Blows. I guess I could cut one of the War Blows. That's fine. I'll play first here and given what I saw, I'm gonna keep this hand. It's not great, but I need to draw one of my cheaper cards here that helps. Maybe even mills my deck, but I have now answer for the crown and have ways to, well, get some value out of this. Although they have so much removal that I can't really count on the gas cards drawing me any cards, especially before I have no, you know, graveyard presence. At least I got a card I can play. But let's see, they have now 41 cards in the deck. Oh, they have now 8 in hand, 40. That is a 51 card deck. Plus, yeah, 51 card deck. But they have at least a mana fixing card here. That means they have a harder time to find the crown and also this. Okay, that's a good draw. This thing isn't very reliably going to do anything. But I need to actually deal with the Ashnot because I don't want them to create 3/3s out of nowhere. But I have the Remorse which can do that. Please don't exile my... Okay. Oh, this is actually fantastic. I mean, now I can't use this... Oh, no, this is fantastic actually. Yeah, I can use the shoot down. Wow, because this order they have, it's amazing. But when enchanted creature dies, return it to your owner's hand. Now I can use shoot down on the Stomper, they don't get to return it. But I think before that I'm going to actually just attack here with the Razor Maw. I don't mind if they just trade with the Ashnot. This is actually great for me. I can even choose to maybe not care about the Cliff Stomper for one turn. Oh, I had 0 creatures here. And I have 2 very good spells. That was an unlucky mill situation there. But I'm still playing the Causer now. Wow, that was really unlucky. I would have hoped at least 1 creature. But yeah, both the spells I had were so good as well. Well, now they can deal, you know, +5 if they really want to use all the mana on that, but I'm gonna go to, what, 12, and then I'm gonna exile this. I can actually attack for a lot of damage. They are gonna go for that. So no fear. Okay. The Destinies now remains in the graveyard. Sadly, I have only one creature in my graveyard, so the Causer won't be doing much here. They will remove it anytime now. There's one way to remove it, also exiling, so it doesn't help the Butcher or the Skull Flare at all. But well, I'll keep playing my stuff here. Paratrooper, okay, they can have a flyer here. And they didn't go for the block, but why would they risk just because of 1 damage? Hopefully they don't have the crown. I guess I can kill, only exile 1 thing. But they also are playing 51 cards. It would be annoying if they again find the crown. Wow. They do find their removal though. This is gonna be difficult. This is gonna be difficult because that also exiled. They have killed 2 of my creatures by exiling. Yeah, it really hurts that the 1 mill thing didn't mill any creatures, you know, this one. But at least I drew the Gigamole, so let's play that first. See if I get something useful now. Land. Oh, come on. That is disgusting. Land a Remorse again. Well, now the question is, am I gonna make this into a 3/4 and leave the Skull Flare on the graveyard? I think I wanna leave it on the graveyard, so decline this, have a 3/4 here, and this has not, I don't have mana to activate this thing. Because the reason I wanted to, it's not because I want to necessarily have this as a 3/4, but I want to, okay, negotiations, come on, opponent. Refilling at this point in the game. That's so good for them. I mean, they have a lot of removal, but they have had exactly the kind of removal that matter here the most, because my graveyard interaction doesn't function that well now. But what was I saying? The reason I chose to, well, let's do this decision first. So they have a Pyrrhic Blast and an Unleash Shell and a Bitter Reunion, and then something that is even better, because I'm not going to give them all that. So let they get even better stuff. Holy crap. What? I mean, this was 3 non-lands. What were the 3 lands there? Weld on that thing, okay. Well, what was I saying? I left this in the graveyard also because not if this dies without this going to exile. This actually starts growing. So what's the next spell they're gonna have here? They still seem to be doing something well. Oh, I'm in trouble here. So, I don't mind if they block with the Merchant at all, because that allows my Skull Flare to start picking things. But if they don't block with it, I have to exile it because they start making 3/3s. Although they have no creatures in the graveyard now. Well, in that case... Okay, they just trade here. Okay, finally I have 3 creatures in my graveyard. I can play this, and I have now mana up for both the Remorse and the Butcher activation. So it's not so bad. But if they find another removal on the Skull Flare... Oh boy. They are reading it, hopefully it's just reading, not targeting. I mean, I have to admit they do have a lot of removal, especially for a 51 card deck. The amount of removal in their deck is amazing. They could actually have a lot more focused deck with only 40 cards, but I guess they just couldn't decide. Sure. So much of that unblockable damage. But yeah, I really, I mean, in this game they have removed so many of my stuff. 1, 2. Well, I guess only 2, but this is the third one. But they're all very relevant. And again, they scry 2 to top. Well, I guess their 51 card deck is very consistent after all. They had these games 2 and 3. They have been really amazing for them. Now all they need to do is remove the Skull Flare as well. But I guess I do have the Mistress Foundry to attack. That's something. Carrion Locust. Oh man. They are gonna freaking freak. So they have even more graveyard hate here. That's so perfect for them. I don't get to grow this guy anymore. Jeez. Alright, alright. I don't care anymore. I have done all I could, but man, it feels like they have had a little bit too perfect here. Stuff going on. Are they gonna double block that guy? Oh man. Not even worth... I'm not even sure if it's worth saving it, because the problem is that the Remorse is now a 3-mana spell. So, I couldn't cast a Sprite post-combat. Yeah, I'm not gonna use the Remorse. I'm gonna take the... kill the flyer there, it's fine. Man, if this guy picked up a counter, they wouldn't have been able to do that. But now I can play this, and now the Remorse is castable because that thing went to my graveyard. And they still have, of course, the 4 cards in hand because... Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Okay. And they have the crown now. Well, I'm gonna exile that guy now. It's gonna have to happen. It doesn't have to happen. I could maybe take 3. But okay, I'll take 3. I don't know if I might need to, you know, remove a blocker or something like that. Okay, at least I got a actual... Yeah, I'm going to actual creature. I can't attack with the Foundry, but it doesn't really matter when they have, you know, 6 life. 2 isn't gonna matter too much there. Please don't remove any more, my guys. Don't look at your graveyard, you're gonna have an emergency world there, are you? No one left behind on Ashnod, which is gonna be able to make a tapped 3/3. Okay. Well... If they attack, I will win the game. That's the good part, because I have a 7 power of worth of attackers thanks to Mistress Foundry. So if they attack with the flyer, the token will be tapped here. So they need to leave the paratrooper to block, just in case. Okay, I won now, after all these. And I'm now happy I didn't use the Remorse, because now, like I said, it's relevant to have it to deal with the blocker here. Man, this was such a tough one. The opponent's amount of removal was amazing, but I'm glad I have my Mistress Foundry here. Alright. What a match. The games 2 and 3, they were just them dealing with everything I had. So much exile and all that to kind of make my graveyard stuff bad, and yeah. Alright, well, I won, so I shouldn't be too sad about it, but it was a roller coaster of emotions, a little bit of. Final match then. Let's see if my amazing win streak continues, because I have had several trophy drafts in a row. This could be one, because I won the first 2 matches in this event, and this is the 3rd and final match. And I have a decent hand here, 2-drop, 3-drop, removal tricks, good mana. Opponent also mulliganed. This time I'm playing against a 40 card deck, but then again they mulliganed to 5 here. This could be a easy first game, but let's not. That's also not always the case. They might have a dream curve out. I hope they don't have a Gixis command in their deck. You know, based on the sleeve, that could be the case. Well, this indeed can be a fast game. They missed their third land drop, haven't played anything yet, and I can curve out with a turn 5 mask here potentially. Now if they have a 3 drop, I can... Yeah, if they block the Skull Flare, I get to save it with the Thonos' Tinkering. If they trade with the Honor Guard, I don't mind. And I can exile their... If they play a big creature, I can exile it. With only forests and power stones, they won't be able to deal with the 4-5. They would need to have some other color of mana available. Ironclaw Crusher is going to be good enough to, well, let's just say that it's not gonna be there. Yeah, this is, I mean, they mulligan to 5 and I have this start with all this interaction. This is very quickly going to be over now. But I haven't seen any other color. Are they 2 colors? I mean, they of course can easily be more than 1 color because they mulligan to 5. But I have a lethal attack, so I should definitely just do this. Otherwise, I would have just let them trade with the Honor Guard and play the Jade Crafter mask and probably also just crack it right away because they would be going to 3. It's enough to get the 4/4 token out of that to have 2 lethal attackers. But yeah, I saw some green. There's an Ironcrown Crusher. That's not necessarily alone enough of a reason to play the shoot down. I showed them that Thonos is Tinkering. Should I maybe sideboard it out now that they know about it? I like it more when the opponent can't really expect it. The wings could be good too, but I will be on the draw in this next game. They could be an aggressive like green-white deck, and then I don't care about the wings at all. Well, I guess I'm not gonna do anything here because I just didn't really see enough to sideboard anything. So let's see what's their second color, and if it goes to game 3, then I can sideboard a little bit, you know, with a lot more information available to me. Okay, another very good hand. I like to see it. Now they get to keep 7 too, so Stalwart starting with that. Okay, the Foundry isn't bad. Any other than forests? Okay, they are black and green as well with the Mind Worker here. And a combat because they could be many colors. So I just think I'm gonna pick up. Yeah, let's take the Prowler, and if I find a land I will pick up it because this 1/1 can... Well, it didn't find a land. At least it was 2 creatures, so that makes better once I draw something that cares about my graveyard. Graveyard's creature count. I'm close to getting there. Okay, they still have 3 mana available thanks to the Stalwart. So this can trade with the Mind Worker, no big deal. Don't really need the Prowler for anything. They can block and draw if they want to, but don't think it matters either. Now if they don't block with the... Yeah, I kind of wanted them to block with the Mind Worker because that's a good blocker on my next... on this turn's play, but it's not like I'm gonna play the Sprite. This can't block the Sprite, but then again they have access to at least 5 mana, so they can easily have something that can block the Sprite, unless it is an artifact creature. But I think it's still better to have the mana efficient play. I'm not willing to show them the Mistress Foundry quite yet, because it's not like I'm gonna attack with it. So this will trade with the Mind Worker, so be it. Teething Wormlet, okay, that's potentially quite annoying. They can unearth now the Coder thanks to the Stalwart, so they can pick a counter on this, gain point of life. But I guess if they do trade the Mind Worker, that's at least keeping them out of death touch for this guy. Okay, Skull Flare especially means that I want to just trade with the Mind Worker now. But I think I still play the Gigamole this turn because Well, they actually didn't want the Razor Maw to die. What the heck? Why would they choose to... I mean, I have already 3 creatures in my graveyard. Actually, I was wrong. I should play this because this starts getting counters right away. It is a little bit mana inefficient because next turn I could play both the Sprite and the Skullflare. Okay, fine. Maybe I'm gonna do the mana efficient play. I do like that this gets to grow right away though, but... I mean, I have 5 mana on the next turn. I should do this now. Pick up a Skullflare for sure. Now, do they have artifacts every turn? I do have milled one of my remorses, but I have 2 remorses left. And do I have an epic confrontation in this deck? I think I do. This needs 3 other artifacts, or 3 artifacts total to have Death Touch. Well, that's a good one. But who are gonna then sacrifice there? The Stalwart goes away now. And they are gonna kill the Gigamole. I mean, they are gonna let me have the Razor Maw. Do they really not want me to mill at all? I mean, I have the... I mean, I don't know. Let's just attack. Because it doesn't really matter if I mill anymore here. They're taking a bunch of damage there now. Okay, well, I have good stuff going on. I have another Skullflare here. They are not really in a position to threaten me. My life total, I mean. Okay, that's dead. But I have more of that, and I have 5-4 Death Touchers coming too. They have the Crusher, right? I guess I need to find... Well, now they have this. Yeah, that was a good turn, of course, because they get all that. But I got my Weld back. Alright, so... Probably just gonna be the Skullflare, right? No attacks now, of course. Let's make these guys grow a lot. They are down to 1 card in hand now. No attacking into the 2-5 here, but I have good blocks now. Good blockers, I mean. Okay, that's gonna make the Wormlet into a 4-4, but it's still gonna just be... I mean, if they just earlier traded with the Razor Maw, they wouldn't have to worry about my 4-2 here. Okay, they're gonna go for that plan. I can kill the Crusher here. Okay, I'm gonna kill the Wormlet. At least try. Of course, it might not work. Now, just do this and do this, right? I believe this is the best. Just hope they don't have a trick there. If they do, I'm in pretty much in a bad shape, but what can I do? Because if I get rid of all that, I can play my Death Touchers. Okay, they choose to exile that, not like are they gonna gain life, or do they have an emergency weld for which they are gonna save the Skyfisher Spider? Hey, I milled another Overwhelming Remorse. Okay, they gained the life there. Now, I'm gonna have a 1-1 Death Toucher because apparently I can't I can't draw the 6th land, but it's fine because I also want to have the Skullflare. Now they are top decking. Unless they draw like amazing stuff. They don't have a good attack now. Oh, they can attack with the Opportunist actually. That's a good attack. And I have to choose to either trade with it or... because I do have the other Warblow after all. I think I can still go to 4 here. This will be a 3-4. Able to block the Opportunist. Okay, they just play their land. Good to give me the information. Well, at least I did, you know... I did... get the... my 3rd remorse after milling 2 of them. I'm gonna wait my 6th land for that thing. There's no reason to attack because if they draw a pump spell, I can punish them. Because if they attack with the Opportunist, I can block with the Skullflare. Okay, this is actually great. The Overwhelming Remorse is gonna be amazing here. Or they can do that, of course, but I mean, it doesn't matter really, does it? Because what I can do here now is do this block and then this. This is still fine. If they have a trick, I will have the Remorse here still. They can trade with the Traxodemon, which I don't care about. Okay, so they had that thing. Well, that's pretty much of a... yeah, they don't even want to see how the game continues, even though I'm at 4 here. Because they're totally top decking there now. And, come on. I have a pretty good damage output here now, because they kill the Thrax Demon, but what I can do, this is gonna be a 4-5, this can attack, or I'd draw a land and play this, but I could attack even with this too. So 4, 5, 7 damage. Yeah, this is a fast clock for me against an empty board and them just top decking. I think it was still a bit premature to concede, but I guess if they know that their deck doesn't really have any card advantage or anything, the best they can hope is to draw like a big creatures and removal spells. It's still gonna be tough to deal with all I have here. Okay, well that was yet another trophy. What a run of drafts it has been in this. Because I'm not cherry picking these drafts, I'm recording. I mean, if I record a draft, I will publish it, and I just have had this amazing streak of drafts. But it was fun to actually play this self-milled team, because it's, I don't know if I have played like only a few times with this archetype. But the point is that the Skull Flare is usually a card that when I'm drafting black, is just I completely kind of ignore. But when you have this, you know, a reason to play them like the Razor Maws, these self-milled things. I even had the Blanchwood Prowler and the Gigamole that help with that team. And then I have also had the payoffs of the Gas Corsair and well, the Remorse, which is always good, but of course a little bit better in this kind of decks when it can quite reliably be a cheap card. And I also had the Battlefield Butcher, so yeah, the Skull Flare is quite good in this kind of deck. Maybe I should have been a little bit more open to the possibility of this card, because you get stuff like Razor Maw very late. So maybe I just have been kind of not picking these cards, and I might have missed some opportunities to draft this kind of deck. But I don't know. The main idea is that at least I got to showcase this deck on my channel now, because I don't know if any of my uploaded drafts have been with this self-milled theme. I might have played this archetype earlier in the set when I didn't record all the drafts. But yeah, this was a nice black-green deck, and let's claim the prize here, and this will be now, I'm pretty sure that I will have one more draft of Brothers War on the channel, and then after that there will be my pack opening video, which will be, you know, a lot of packs. All these will be opened, and I will be completing the set. Most likely all rares, mythic rares will be at 4 copies, including the retro artifact card sheet, I believe, unless I somehow get very unlucky. But yeah, that will be the near future, and of course the next set will release shortly after that, and I will be uploading those drafts then. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.